inhabitants of the earth had one language and vocabulary. And as they traveled westward, they found a broad valley in the land of Shinar and made their home there. Then they said one to another, "Come, let us make bricks and thoroughly bake them." So they had bricks for stone and asphalt for mortar. They said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top will touch the heavens. We will make a landmark so that we are not scattered over all the earth." But when the Lord came down to see the city and tower that people had built, He said, "See, they are one people and all have one language. This is only the beginning of their activity, and now nothing that they propose to do will seem too difficult for them. Come, let us go down there and confuse their language so that they do not understand each other's speech." So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they ceased building the city. That is why they named it Babel, for there the Lord confused the language of all the inhabitants of earth and scattered them over the whole world. These are the descendants of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and fathered Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. Shem lived for 500 years after he fathered Arpachshad and fathered sons and daughters. Arpachshad lived for 35 years and fathered Shelah. Arpachshad lived for 403 years after he fathered Shelah and fathered sons and daughters. Shelah lived for 30 years and fathered Eber. Shelah lived for 403 years after he fathered Eber and fathered sons and daughters. Eber lived for 430 years and fathered Peleg. Eber lived for 430 years after he fathered Peleg and fathered sons and daughters. Peleg lived for 30 years and fathered Reu. Peleg lived for 209 years after he fathered Reu and fathered sons and daughters. Reu lived for 230 years and fathered Serug. Reu lived for 207 years after he fathered Serug and fathered sons and daughters. Serug lived for 30 years and fathered Ar. Serug lived for 200 years after he fathered Ner and fathered sons and daughters. Noah lived for 29 years and fathered Terah. Noah lived for 119 years after he fathered Terah and fathered sons and daughters. Terah lived for 70 years and fathered Abram, Nahor and Haran. Now these are the descendants of Terah. Terah fathered Abram, Nahor and Haran, and Haran fathered Lot. Haran died in the presence of his father Terah in the land of his birth in Ur of the Chaldees. Abram and Ner took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Ner's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. Sarai was barren, she had no child. Terah took Abram his son his son Abram's wife, and they went